LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's the best of LoveLine. Don't believe me? Linkin Park in here tonight. Tenacious D.
Great guess.
In here with Jack Black and Kyle. Also, Stone Temple Pilots, Scott Wilmer, Wilmer Valderrama, Carmen Electra.
Huge.
I may even listen tonight.
Too much show.
Let's get it started with Linkin Park. Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine.
Sorry, guys.
Chester and Brad are both here from Linkin Park.
Good times.
Little craft work in the background.
Woo! I'm tripping.
Yeah, who is that? I always ask that.
Fisher Spooner, man.
Fisher Spooner. Of
course.
They make a hell of a speaker. Or is it a dish? It's a high-end dishwasher they make.
Yeah.
I got to figure that out. We can speak to Sarah, who we were speaking to before we went to break. She had a kid at prematurely at 24 weeks. And she has another child now, right?
Yes.
And the first child was premature because of some infection. And now the question is what?
Well, I wanted to know if gonorrhea could have caused it, because when I had my daughter, I tested positive for gonorrhea.
Oh, my God. Well, how are you getting all these STDs while you're pregnant?
Well, I don't know. See, I wanted to know
You
also...
stinking whore.
Another question.
Yeah?
You wanted to know what? You wanted to know what?
Well, it's like I've been with the same person for 4 years, and I didn't get tested for STDs with my son for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, even there are many different kinds of infections that can cause premature birth. You can get infections of the uterus itself. You can get infections in the vagina. You can get STDs. You can get infections in the tube. All kinds of things can predispose to it. Even just urinary tract infections put you at risk of premature labor. So unless they told you what it was, it's very hard to speculate what it was. The fact that you had gonorrhea on the second birth, I find quite bizarre. That nobody had picked that up before. I wonder if it was a false positive. Did they treat you before the child was delivered?
Yes, they did.
All right.
right.
So how's it going now? How old are the kids?
One is 14 months old. That's my son. And then my daughter's 3 months old.
And the guy that is the father of both is still around?
Yes.
All
Is he cheating on you?
Not that I know of, and I don't know. I really hope not, because I asked him, and, basically I got...
Did he get tested?
Yeah, we both got tested.
Was he positive for gonorrhea?
Yes.
He was.
Where do you think he... But that's not the kind of thing you harbor for many years,
Not
is it?
for a guy, no.
So where does he say he picked it up?
He basically thinks it's me.
It's convenient kind of turning the tables on you.
You're sitting around pregnant for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
What,
Sarah, Sarah is not a detail-oriented person.
what's he do? Is he on the road a lot?
No,
Oh, bad sign.
What's he do? Does he work around metal?
Or right now, what does he do?
Well, he does maintenance for a abused child's home.
Oh, my God.
Really? So he's
Yeah.
picking up some of the strays, maybe. Uh-oh. Come on, Drew. He wouldn't do that. How old are the kids?
People are sick, man.
How old are the kids?
Oh, one's 14 months, and then the other's...
No.
The kids...
Kids that he works with.
right.
He works around.
No, they're, I think they're between, the ages of 13 and 15.
Oh.
Yeah, small boys.
Give me a hug.
That's my wheelhouse. Job doesn't pay much, but
I
a
gotta
lot of
tell ya.
benefits. A lot of benefits.
That worries me, I got to tell you. Yeah, it's funny, but it isn't.
It's funny for me, but it's funny, not funny for
even
you.
if he's not a sicko, like we love to think he is.
No. Really.
I think that he's definitely cheating on you. I mean,
Did he have any sexual abuse history in childhood?
Him?
Yes, him.
Not that I know of.
You might just ask that question. If he has a history of anything like that, that would sort of, for me, be sufficient evidence to throw the book at him.
I
Where'd
can
that
see
go?
it now.
Throwing
the book?
Then what with bricks? You'd throw brick through the window and you'd throw
I don't
Hit him
know.
in the head with it.
All right, well, Sarah, I'm glad you're so jovial about the whole situation.
yeah, hey, kudos.
But, yeah, I wish I had your spirit or...
insolence.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
Medication.
But this gonorrhea thing's a little hard to wrap my mind around because it's not like
fitting.
warts or something.
No, it's a short-lived thing, and you got it when you got it.
Are you guys married?
No,
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. We have a hard time getting along with each other sometimes.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, maybe slow down on the kids just a little bit, huh, sweetie
Oh, I
pie?
got fixed.
You got fixed?
Hallelujah.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't wear protection, you know.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Condom still, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, she took that real serious.
She finds humor in everything, doesn't she?
God bless her. Oh, I can see this guy working at the... if you think about that, you doing maintenance at one of those homes
Who's
for
the guy
runaway kids.
Who would be the one victimizing the kids or taking it,
He's got all them keys.
Hey, let me tell you, that kind of stuff happens at psychiatric hospitals and stuff, too. People that aren't sort of trained to understand what they're coming in contact with. They come with very provocative, sexualized kids who are abused sexually. Think, well, this girl's into me.
Well, Drew, if you and I know we're maybe spinning off a little bit here, but hypothetically, if you have a group of kids that were, taken out of their home, runaways, that kind of stuff. I mean, you
sexual abuse
you
be way up the scale. There.
Super sexuality going on there.
Oh, yes.
And it wouldn't be uncommon for a 14, 15-year-old girl
to act out
on anyone who was around.
That's right. And if you had somebody who really didn't understand what that meant, and we listen, I'm telling you that it's one of the things I wrote about in my new book called Cracked, which has now changed its name from Utter Hell because in August.
It's not out yet.
But it is one of the things I wrote about is that people don't understand those sorts of limits and what it means when people behave like that.
Yeah.
They in our culture, it's like, oh, it's cool. She's just into sex. A big deal, No.
Right.
No.
All right.
She's 15.
I got to get a gig up at one of those places.
No kidding.
Callie?
Hi, how's it going?
You're 20?
That's all right.
What's up?
Just really quick, I want to say all you guys are great. Adam and Drew, you guys rock. Linkin Park, you guys are great too. A Meteor is awesome. Keep up the good work. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Basically, my question is for Chester. Chester, I've heard of your efforts to bring awareness to and try to help stop the problem of child sexual abuse. And I was just wondering, because that's something that I want to try to get into too. That's a cause I want to get involved with. And I was wondering if you have any suggestions for any groups or programs to get involved with, because it doesn't seem like there's really a lot out there that's available.
Well, there's a lot of help out there. I mean, there's support groups, and a lot of the thing is a lot of these issues are dealt with in a private setting in therapy and stuff like that, or they're not dealt with at all, pretty much. So it's not like people like to go to a group and talk about
What about Rain?
their kind of things like that.
Rain?
I've never heard of that, as a matter of fact.
Tori Amos's group.
Yeah.
These are those gold dust moments.
There she is.
That's her.
But I mean, I honestly don't know. I just try to. I mean, my whole thing is that it's so rampant, like especially in this country, that just talking about it is good enough. And just letting people know about it. I don't really know of any specific groups.
I'll tell you what. This is something that Adam and I also feel very strongly about, and two areas that we feel need work. One is that the whole area of the science of the study of trauma survivorship is expanding rapidly, and you can get involved with that in this very interesting field that is sort of revolutionizing how we approach people with behavioral mental problems as a result of trauma
Well,
survivorship.
you mean she can get into it by studying
if she's
it?
studying and get into that field. So the other thing, though, is the bigger issue is why the government doesn't pay any attention to this.
Right.
And how you could become sort of an activist and somehow getting the attention of your representatives to create laws, to create boundaries, to create incentives or disincentives to the kind of behaviors that fuel the behavioral problems that come from
because
these.
the catching the criminals is more important than giving the victim support.
Yeah.
It's more important to put the guy who touched the little girl in prison than it is to actually worry about what those effects of that little girl is going to have on the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And that's the way it usually works with all types of victim crimes.
Well, but the other side of that coin is that the victims, most likely, if they're males, end up being the victimizers of the future. So it would behoove the government
to stop it.
To not only stop it, but to
treat the kids.
Kids.
Well, that's how I'm saying.
Right.
That's stopping it in essence. I mean, it's like with everything else. If you don't hit your kids aren't going to grow up to learn how to hit people. So if you don't sexually molest your kids, then they're not going to grow up and be sex addicts or get into porn or become junkies or or do strange things. Chronic masturbators or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Whoa.
I've told you a million times, Adam.
No,
you won't take it from me,
This
but
kid
from Linkin Park.
No, he crossed the line. This
he'll
kid.
take you.
He looked at me when he said that.
Well, what can you say?
I'm trying to. I do that because I try to find members of the club.
Oh, okay. As long as we're on the same team. Well, here's the thing too that Drew and I are always interested in an angry sort of way, which is we believe that the government's job is to protect its citizens from crime and to keep the streets clean and the water pure and all that kind of stuff. And there's a finite amount of time and money that can be dedicated to each topic, whether it's crime or pollution. We think, shouldn't it be spent in the most efficient way possible, which is instead of waiting for people to commit these crimes, to build more prisons, to assign them parole officers and all this kind of stuff, shouldn't we find the people that are high risk, the people that, like I always say this, Drew's got 3 kids, we don't have to worry about them. They got Drew and his pain-in-the-ass wife. They're never going to do anything wrong. Maybe an eating disorder. They may dabble in some homosexuality, but nothing that society has to worry about. And if they do, Drew has plenty of money to pay for rehab. Right. No doubt. You do have some set aside for that.
For rehab, yeah, specifically.
Okay. All right. Now, there are other people who don't have that luxury, and people who are victimized, and people that were
abused. Which is pretty much almost everyone.
It's growing higher because the more people that got victimized, the more people that victimize as they get older. And these are the people I would like the resources and the focus on earlier on, so that we don't have to build the prisons and do the parole officers and all that later on.
It's not only preventing, crimes where there are, other people involved, where there's victims involved. It's also preventing filling up the prisons with criminals who are doing victimless crimes like heroin addicts and crack addicts and cocaine addicts and people who are doing these kinds of things because of the things that happened to them in the past.
I will tell you
and then they're going to jail simply because they have no self-esteem and they want to go buy some heroin. So
as a addiction specialist, I've begun to think of myself as a traumatologist because every one of my inpatients, everyone is a trauma survivor. And so there you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I'd always, whenever we do hear about these task forces that are trying to stop, the John from getting the hook or the consensual
Never
crimes, I just, the amount of time, effort, and resources that are sunk into that. I mean, when Heidi Fleiss came on this show a few years back, wasn't her last appearance, but the time before that, the time I was threatened to be sued by the L.A. Police Department or something, but it was a big debacle. But the point is the amount of time, officers, and effort they had into going after Heidi Fleiss would boggle your mind. I mean, of course, every officer is going to sign up for this detail. You want to pose as a Japanese businessman and get a hand job, or do you want to go down to Watts? And
I'm going to Watts, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go catch some speeders.
I'm getting the handy. From the runaway, believe you me. But I don't blame the guys. But the point is the amount of resources we had into just going after her was amazing, and it would sicken you if you heard about and they're always saying we have a limited amount of resources, we have a limited amount of men. You then need to do what we want you to do, and that's go after violent crime and crimes of that nature. Thank you. Oh yeah. Ba. Okay. Linkin Park.
Great.
Linkin Park in the studio tonight. We'll take another call. Speak to Esteban.
Hey.
Esteban?
Yeah, I think Dr. Drew needs to be the next Surgeon General.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Adam needs to be the Vice President, and Arnold needs to be President.
What about Chester and me?
Yeah.
Secretary of State and Department of Defense.
We need honorary cabinet positions.
There we go. But you know what? I had some uninhibited, unprotected oral sex, and I wanted to know what were some of the possible STD risk factors.
You can get any STD that you could get from your genitals touching somebody else's genitals. You can get from your mouth touching somebody's genitals.
But you don't,
or somebody's mouth touching your genitals.
The warts don't seem to go that way.
Except the warts, probably, yeah. And the things like hepatitis C probably don't transmit that way. And although HIV has been documented for the receptive oral partner in male oral sex. Does that make sense? So the person giving the blowjob can get HIV.
That's the receptive one?
The stuff's going into that person.
All right.
The semen
but the other guy's receiving the BJ.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. It's
receptive,
a push.
Yeah.
It's a jizz push.
It's a push.
So the person receiving can get HIV?
That's not been proven, but it's presumed to occur.
Is this with a guy or a gal?
It was with the guy.
All right.
Yeah, and all the other usual sexually transmitted diseases other than warts can certainly occur.
Which
Oral sex is sex.
Yeah, oral sex is sex. Use a condom.
Which end of the boner were you on? The business end or the ball end?
I was both, actually.
Oh, you went back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got
Business-
one and he
business
got
and ball.
one. Business and ball? Okay.
Yeah.
If you're
He
on
had
the
a
ball
retainer,
end of the
too,
boner,
so-
it's your boner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then afterwards he told me he had a retainer, so that kind of freaked me out.
A retainer.
Yeah.
Why is that freaking you out?
Well, I just thought, maybe I get a cut or something.
From the plastic.
Yeah.
Did you get a cut?
I didn't notice
He
anything.
kept his retainer in while he gave you a blowjob?
Yeah.
How old? How,
Horrible etiquette.
He's very dedicated to his orthodontist.
how old is he?
Under no circumstances can you take this retainer out while you're awake, Phil.
Did
Do
he
you
have his
understand
headgear
me?
on?
He was probably like around 24.
Let me tell you something about the gays and braces. I have seen 3 or 4 guys with adult males with braces. I mean, guys in their 40s, late 30s, that kind of thing, all gay. Because these are the only guys who would bother fixing their teeth that far. Straight guy'd be like, F it, I'm married. I don't give a rat's ass what I look like Snagglepuss, I don't care. Gay guys are like, they got to make a move on those teeth. You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't get the braces when they were younger because they didn't know they're going to be gay. Now that they're gay, you got to retrofit. We had a gay landlord in my first apartment with it was always just a 45-year-old guy with full set of braces. It's disconcerting. It's kind of weird, although I can see it being a little bit of a turn on for the fellas.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was just
I'm
thinking
turned on.
about that. This is the guy. This is the guy that when I bought the speakers from the guy in the parking lot out of the van, and we were testing out, I think, Spanish Fly by Van Halen. I had it cranked all the way up. He was pounding on our door and trying to tell us we owed him. I bounced a rent check. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Bong going, slot car set.
Rabbit
Running wild. Yeah, it was really, it's the worst thing that can ever happen to you and your landlord, which is the guy who owned my apartment. He was coming over for some reason in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, to tell me and my 3 roommates who lived in a 1-bedroom in North Hollywood that we'd bounced the rent check. And for some reason, we were all home that day. I didn't go to work. My buddy
That's probably
Louise
why the
didn't
rent
go to
check
work.
bounced.
Could have been it. We took a lot of days off. Inside of the apartment was, and this is when you open the front door, it was a 1-bedroom apartment, went right into the living room. We had 2 rabbits that we'd let run wild in the house, chase around. A small kitten that used to chase the rabbits around, which was, you never seen something so cute.
When you were high.
Full slot car set. Full. And we were 21, full slot car set in the living room, and a big bong that was like a monolith. Just as it was a testament to our sloth, just right in the middle of this thing. And I just bought 2 speakers from a guy in a van, and we plugged them in. And my buddy said, "I'm going to put this Van Halen CD in," and he just this crazy Van Halen guitar solo, and he kept turning it louder and louder and louder. He wanted to test the speakers. And I was like, my God, is this loud? But it was like noon, and it was Tuesday. I figured the whole building was at work, and he cranked it. And we were just sitting there stoned listening, and I heard I wasn't hearing sounds because it was too loud, but I was hearing a vibration come from the front door. It just sounded like kunk, kunk. And I said, Weezer, turn that, let me. And they turned it down. It was kunk. And I
was your
opened the
friend's
door.
name?
The Wheeze. We called him Don. Well, his name is Don, but I call him, he was a sex weasel, so we called him the Wheeze. Anyway, door swung open. There was Jim with the braces, and he just looking at the rabbits and the cat and the bong and the slot car. I'm wearing a towel. We've got a bathrobe. My buddy Chris runs and hides, panic, and I just stood there, and he just kept shaking his head. He was so speechless.
Didn't know what to say.
And I wrote him another check.
That bounced too.
That bounced
Of
too.
course.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
People don't disappoint, Adam.
No, they don't. Lincoln. Well, he went straight to the bank from the place. I thought I could beat him to the bank. Linkin Park here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you for calling LoveLine. Your call will be answered in the order it seems interesting.
Call LoveLine. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
Hey, yo, it's LoveLine. No, it's the best of LoveLine. And moving forward, two favorite guests. Although as I read what we were talking about how they met, what inspires them, and then says Adam compliments Jack Black. It's taken the wrong way. Things get uncomfortable. That really sounds like every show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Adam does blank, things get uncomfortable.
Yes, or just Adam makes things uncomfortable.
There you go. So, you judge for yourself. Welcome, Jack Black and Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's
Here comes a
Dr.
solo.
Drew.
Do out on the road today.
Drew,
I got the
knock
day.
it off. It's LoveLine. Tenacious D here. Jack Black. Kyle. I thought it was Kyle Gass.
Yeah, what'd they say, Glass?
Yeah.
That's the most popular misspelling.
Yeah.
Because no one could possibly be named Gas.
Yeah.
So let's just change it to what we'd like it to be.
Well, we used to, back in the day, had really crappy JCPenney Earth shoe knockoffs called Gas.
No
with
kidding.
2 S's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so bad that I had a pair that snapped in the middle, but the leather held them together. So
Gentlemen,
it was like a bifolding
You're
shoe.
walking in the middle of Adam regaling us with stories about his childhood.
Tough
about the
wow.
That's
no
all
washer,
I'm
no
saying.
dryer.
What does that mean?
Well, he'll
know.
tell you. You guys go.
I don't mind. You can cry to me.
I got a lot of questions for you guys, actually.
Well, go.
We're going to do a, I think...
First of all, before you ask any questions, I want to apologize for being so horribly late. I think we were supposed to be here a long time ago, and it was because of the Laker game. But I will say, are we the latest ever of any of your guests ever?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, good.
Of course not.
Good.
And you
No.
called ahead.
Yeah.
Andy Dick called for us?
Yeah. No, he
Okay.
said, and you called it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Andy called ahead.
No, we're honored that you would even come into our humble studios. We really are.
Please.
We
Come
really
on.
are.
You guys are
Your
legends.
show is, legendary. Really.
Well, so here's what we have to plug, and then I'll start with the questions, which is the DVD of Tenacious D, which is the complete masterworks. It's the greatest DVD ever sold, Drew. Are you aware of this?
Wait,
There's been many given away that were much better, but the only one that actually...
Double D could not be less interested, it seems.
Drew, where are you going?
Double D.
Oh.
Has anyone ever called you Double D, Dr. Drew?
No, I like that, though.
Me too.
Let's call him
If I had a
that.
creative partner.
Rage comes up with a lot of golden nuggets that
Hey,
just
you know,
come
listen
off
to
his
this.
head.
It's my
The
job.
highly provocative DVD contains legendary and epic recital at London's Brixton Academy that was by chance recorded on November 3rd, 2002.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was that's the only concert we ever filmed.
Jack and Cale slay the mighty dragon and treat the British public to a phenomenal performance.
Now, you can get the DVD on Amazon or get it anywhere, right?
Go ahead and put some stank on it there.
With the
He did put some stink on
with
it.
the classic, the now classic, F Her Gently.
That's right.
Yeah, sure. If you ever heard the Muzak version of that, it'll bring tears. You realize that it is a strong melody when you hear the Muzak version.
True.
So now, where did you guys? Well, now we met Jack at a dinner with
Years ago.
Years ago, do you remember that?
No, what went down?
It was a LoveLine sort of about to be. It was like launched for a third season or something.
Oh,
TV
yeah,
show.
because my girlfriend was on the show,
Right.
on the TV show for a little while.
Right.
For a long while.
Was
Yeah.
it an ill-fated
For a little
TV
long
show?
while.
Yeah. Well, it's all. Everything's ill-fated if you
Eventually.
think about it. I mean,
Right.
even,
We're all going to
Life
die.
is ill-fated.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
and
So-
even ships that
But
don't
beyond the
sink are
existential
ill-fated.
question,
Well,
It did quite well.
did it do well?
Well, LoveLine did. Well, we had
They say
about 4 or
sex
5
sells.
seasons.
Is that true? Have you guys found that?
Yeah.
All right, but anyway,
What are you doing, Cage?
where
Whenever
did-
we do any interviews, Kyle immediately goes on the attack.
I'm not
You're
attacking.
ill-fated.
I love the
Would you-
show.
ill-fated. How dare
It's
you
a defense
barge
mechanism.
into our studio 45 minutes late?
It's a compensation.
So now, how did Tenacious D get started, and where did you meet? And I'm sorry if you've been asked these questions before, but
Never.
I don't know the answer to them.
We met 13 years ago. We were both in this theater company, the Actors Gang, here in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we were...
I was kind of like a musical dude, played guitar, and
and
Jack came in singing all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was a young kid on the make.
I came in and I wanted to be the musical force of the theater company. So we locked horns. At first, we weren't really
Right.
friends. We were arch enemies. But then,
Sure.
isn't it weird how sometimes your worst enemy turns into your best friend?
Right.
Keep
Now
your
that's what
friends
happened
close.
with Drew and I. We hate each other first, and now
And
we're
eventually, we're going to be good friends.
we're sort of
There you go.
well, we're lukewarm.
Yeah, well, eventually, yeah.
Where was is the Actors Gang? I never heard of them.
Well, now the theater is located now on Santa Monica and Vine. basically, 1 block east of Vaughn.
It came out of UCLA back in the early 80s with Tim Robbins was leading the way there.
And did you, anyone go to UCLA?
We both did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Are you guys from out here, or you just came out here to go to college?
I'm from here. Kyle is just a little ways up north.
North, yeah.
Walnut Creek.
Where are you from, Jack?
Hermosa Beach.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then Culver City, Santa Monica,
Sure.
Hollywood, all around, every nook and cranny of this neighborhood.
Wow. And, all right. Well, now I have all my questions answered.
Did we answer them all? Lickety split?
Yep.
Wow.
Heather,
Yeah, hi.
you're 24?
Yep.
What's up?
First of all, I would just like to say, Jack and Kyle, I love you guys.
Thanks.
You guys are awesome.
All right.
That's nice.
And, Jack, you look super, super hot in the new spin.
Thank you. And the new what?
The new spin?
Oh, really? Is there a hot photo of me?
Oh, yeah. Totally hot.
Bonable?
Very vulnerable.
Sweet.
Major vulnerable. All right.
I shouldn't put words into people's compliment.
No,
I should have let her say whatever.
Should've got to it.
Vulnerable works for me, man.
All right.
She's 14 after all.
It's all about bonability
24
in today's entertainment market.
Awesome.
What's up, Heather?
Okay, so here's my question. My fiance has a tendency to download porn on my computer.
Break it off.
Huh?
Break it off immediately.
No, hang on. But see, the thing is, he lies to me about it, and that's
We all
my
do.
biggest pet peeve. And it's like the thing wouldn't be a big deal, except that I have really low self-esteem, so it makes me feel like, what's he doing looking at that instead of at me? And then
But that's
for him
ridiculous.
to lie about it makes me think he's doing something worse than he
He's
really
lying
is.
about
you
it
know what I
because
mean?
you have all this energy about it. He knows you're going to go spinning out of control.
And
about
have you
it.
ever thought of it from the porn side, which is what's he doing looking at her instead of at me? I mean,
Yeah,
what the
that's
porn is
exactly
feeling.
it.
You know what I'm saying? The porn is
Yeah.
a
That
silent.
he's looking at Heather?
Yes, it's a silent minority that I feel like I have to speak for. Yeah.
I have some advice.
Okay.
You should just watch some porn yourself, and then when he comes into the room, turn it off really quick, like you're embarrassed about it, and then you'll cancel each other out.
Turn the
What about
tables.
if I'm downloading pictures of you, Jack?
Yeah.
I don't know. Then he might
And
come
then
after
I'll
me
cut
with a
him off really
machete.
quick and zip up my pants.
All right.
Okay.
Well, look. Can you get over the fact that guys look at porn and not be
No,
threatened
see,
by it?
That's not the problem. It's the whole when he tries to cover it up, and then I'm
Heather,
like,
Heather,
and
it's
that makes me
because
think, why is he
Heather,
lying to me about it?
Heather, it's because of all your energy that he does it. He's trying to avoid you triggering something in you. He knows if you catch him, you're going to spin.
Yeah, I know.
Once she opened up about it, I think they would totally find a common ground on it.
Here's the thing, guys reflexively cover up porn no matter. If Ron Jeremy came storming up the stairs, you would yank the cord on the computer and be like, you can't get busted watching porn. It doesn't matter.
It's the mom reflex.
Yeah, you got your mom.
Boys don't want to get in trouble.
Right. And but here's what women do, and they're so full of crap with this when they do that. I don't mind. It's not that you watch the porn. It's that you lie about it. You hide it. That's the part. No, they hide it because obviously Heather would
spin out of control.
Spin out if he did it. Although, I wonder if chick cops do that. It's not that you were speeding. That's not why I'm giving you the ticket. It's that when I asked you if you knew how fast you're going, you lied and said 55. Do you think female cops pull that stuff?
I am certain
That's
of that.
a good analogy.
Yes.
All right. So leave the guy alone.
Yeah, that's it.
And by the way, if you put the screws to a guy
He'll heat
when
it
you're
up.
living with him, they start beating off more, and they're even more absent. They'll withdraw inside
Into
the
their cave,
relationship.
yeah.
All right.
With a last in line. My favorite lyric from that when it goes, you can release yourself, but the only way to go is down.
But he actually has a guitar, right?
No, he doesn't play guitar.
He does that?
No, his guitarist does that. Yeah, you're right.
I miss Ronnie James's hair. We used to have that huge. There's nothing like a pitch black long rock fro.
Yeah,
like he had a perm, a tight perm that was jet black and long too. But would you say that Dio is sort of who you mold yourself after? If there could be one lead rock singer, at least from a voice standpoint, would it be Dio?
If I had to pick one, here's a weird thing. I'm going to have to go Bobby McFerrin.
Oh, really?
And it's kind of on the other end of the spectrum.
Sure.
And I'm talking about Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day
Mm-hmm.
when he was kicking it old school.
Wow.
Yeah.
He could make his voice sound like all kinds of different musical instruments.
I was like the guy from the Police Academy.
Yes.
Except for with instruments.
Okay, yeah. But I first saw him on the Grammys, and he was doing something, and he's a master of the falsetto.
Oh, really?
Meaning he'll go, that yodeling crack that when you go, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My voice is a little thrash right now.
Christie.
And he would slap his chest.
And he get that great sound. Yeah, and I think he could do that water dripping noise too if he did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do that. No, that's not. That's the chug sound. This is the drip.
Uh-huh.
I can't do anything.
Jack did it.
Did you do the
tried
drip?
Isn't it
Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
Yes, that's
Thank you.
Gent,
Yes.
you're 17.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, first off, I'd like to give a shout out to Jack Black, my friend Mitch's hero. And furthermore, would you guys like to hear the question?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I have a penis that curves to the left.
Democrat. And
Yeah.
is it a soft curve?
Yeah.
Does it sort of flare to the left, or does it
starts
make any
like
sudden
halfway
movements?
down or halfway, up.
down, it starts to make its move.
Yeah.
You've had it your whole life?
So
or is
about the 1 inch mark.
Never noticed it before a couple years ago.
so it's something that's developed.
Are you left-handed?
No, I'm ambidextrous.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That means you beat off with
hitter.
your heels, right?
Switch hitter.
Is that what that means? Because I've heard people talk about it. Always assume that's what it meant.
You lube up the heels?
You lube up
Of
the
course.
heels and just do like that. And it's great if you're a two-fisted porn guy like me. Because there's nothing worse than opening the magazine, having one side sort of flapping in the wind and starting to bend it. You keep it taut with the two hands. Sort of, remember the bulwarker? This is the opposite. You're trying to actually pull the porn apart, and then you're really working it with the heels.
It's like a yoga move.
Yeah, yeah. And it keeps...
The flapping butterfly.
Sometimes your heels can get kind of chalky and chafy, and it keeps them real supple. That's how you always know when a guy's a heel jacker. You just look at his heels. If they're sort of baby soft.
Yeah, when you're on the beach, check
it out.
I noticed Double D's looking at a lot of pictures.
Yeah,
of
these are
penises.
curved penises.
True.
Did you find? Yeah.
This is a book about surgical procedures to correct
Wow.
How?
things like.
Yeah, it's bad times.
You knew.
Hey, Jen.
It's bad
Yeah.
times.
So Drew says when he's paying attention that you can take vitamin E.
800 units a day, and that might help it. But
Do we know what it's from?
Well, it's usually from trauma, and if something you're not born with, if it's something you've sort of acquired later on, it's usually from something sort of scarring.
I swear I'm not
Really
rough.
make its move.
I'm
I'll
usually
tell
gentle
ya.
with myself.
Well, do you wear tighty whities?
No, I'm a free baller.
It's usually I was just reading this little piece here. It says usually from coital trauma. Meaning during the act.
During the sex.
Yeah.
Oh, because I always thought coital meant beating off with your heels.
No.
But
See, I
while
think
you're waiting
almost
for
everything means beating off.
What would
with
a
your
trauma
heels.
be? Like she.
Well, that's that thing when it pops out and you hit a little taint or you hit a pelvic. You know
my
the
God.
chick gets
Oh,
mad.
yeah.
You
Right.
ever do it like once every 3 years? I try to go for a speed run, and it's always a disaster. It's like you get going. You know when you go down a hill on a skateboard and you get going too fast, you start
wobbles.
You get the wobbles,
Yeah.
and the only way to stop is the shoulder cartwheel and the roll into the
Yes.
trash cans. That's with the sex. You get going too fast, you get the speed wobbles, and that's where the coitus injurious happens.
This This is saying that disease has reached maturity with a period of at least 18 months from the initial onset of symptoms, and curvature has been stable for at least 6 months. So that means in spite of vitamin E, in spite of waiting things out, year and a half later, you still got the curve, and it's still interfering with your functioning or causing painful erection. That's when they want to do the surgery.
What about this theory I've had for a while, Drew, which is, you know how a plant will grow toward the sun?
Yeah, you should want to shine light on the other side.
No. My penis moves toward my porn collection. I'm convinced.
So you got to spread your porn all over the house.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, well, of course.
Does it hurt when you get a boner?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get him.
Oh, he's gone?
No, just put him on hold. Gent?
Yeah.
Pain with boner?
Not at all. No.
All right.
Have you experimented with some different positions where it's all right?
I actually had a question about positions. If I position myself so the curve's going up, will I hit a girl's G-spot?
Yeah, interesting question.
Yeah?
You might. A lot of women, though, complain about the curves up and down.
So
Those
it
sort of
could be a
irritate
blessing?
them. It could be a blessing. Could be yes. Could be.
It could be
from God
but
directly.
I mean,
yeah, you're looking for a white lining there.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's like, people saying, when I lost my eyesight, it saved my life because that's when I put the bottle down. I mean, it still doesn't fall under the blessing category.
I see.
Curved penis. But you're all right, Jen.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's a good time.
You're 17. 800 units of vitamin E a day. Just give it that first time back.
All right. And you got to push it into the hole. You understand? You don't take it orally.
Sounds good, Adam.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Try to help.
All right, take care.
All right. And we'll be right back with Jack and Kyle from Tenacious D.
Hello, this is your radio. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, yo, it's LoveLine. Not only LoveLine, but the best of the best of LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, Dixon Medicine Specialist. Don't believe me, it's the best of LoveLine. Who's on tonight?
Oh, Tenacious D, Linkin Park. Linkin, but we didn't mention the opening show. Linkin Park, nicest guys in music.
Great guys. Stone Temple Pilots on tonight. Wilmer Valderrama, Carmen Electra. But let's get started again.
We're getting back.
Oh, we're getting back. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That wasn't the top of the show.
No. So
that's how much show we have.
That's right.
More Tenacious D. Have a Germany or Florida.
Explain it to these guys.
I'll explain how this works. It was actually conceived at the Kimmel show. I gave him 6 months to do something with it. He never used it, so we took it over for this show. We've decided that all evil emanates from either Germany or Florida. Bizarre evil.
Interesting.
Now, there's murders everywhere, and there's death and mayhem everywhere, but these sort of teaching the schnauzer to Heil Hitler or eating the carcass of your newborn and then,
remember last week we had a guy slicing his penis into sausage.
Yeah. It's Germany. It's
and
Germany.
then frying it up and eating it with
Yeah.
Was
that a Florida dude?
No, it's Germany.
Germany or Florida is where this stuff comes from. So we now have to guess whether it's Germany or Florida.
Was it delicious?
He didn't say.
Oh.
We didn't actually talk to the guy.
Oh, okay.
Rick? Caller who goes by the name of Rick? All right, after that big Germany or Florida build-up.
Oh, man.
Let's take a question for Jack. The guy's been on hold for 87 minutes. Big fan. Chris?
Hey.
What's up?
First, Adam, you're a genius.
Oh, thanks.
And if you were in charge, the world would be a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And Double D, you're a passionate man.
Double D.
Yep. Drew is a man of great passion.
See what you started, Jack?
I didn't do it. It was Cage.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You have a question for Jack?
Yeah, Tenacious D, the greatest man in the world.
True.
Okay, now Ronnie James, has he heard your song yet?
Who?
Ronnie James has heard
Ronnie James, yeah. We were in his music video. He liked the song.
He did? Okay. And I got another question. Out of all the movies you've been in, Jack, what was you say was your favorite?
My best one's still probably High Fidelity. But I don't know. I like School of Rock an awful lot.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that High Fidelity may have been a marginally better movie, but you were really showcased in School of Rock.
That's true.
I mean, without sounding like an ass licker here, without you, School of Rock's not a very good movie.
It crumbles.
It's a cute idea, but you definitely need you and your background and your talents to pull, your specific talents to pull it along. Yes, it was a vehicle.
It was written for me. It was designed that way.
It wasn't a bad vehicle. It was like a Camry with air conditioning, but velour interior.
Love that film. Except,
hold on, Jack got into that car, and you want to know what happened?
What happened?
Dropped a big block blown Chevy in there. Pulled out the back seat, put Naugahyde in there, and put a nice limo tint on the windows.
What's Naugahyde?
That's a fake leather.
Oh, I thought that was like nitrous.
Oh, no. We have hooked up the NOS. That's nitrous oxide. Put the NOS tanks on
I also
there,
put that thing, the blower, like Mad Max. That goes,
Yeah, no, that's blown. That's supercharged.
Thank you.
That's supercharged Hemi, and he put the 4-bolt main in there, and he had the 9-inch Muncie rear end and the 4-speed Rock Crusher tranny. Yeah, and the race white letters on the torque twister tires.
But if Jack's not in there,
if Jack's not in there, it's the beige Camry with the bad and no carpet, just the actual vinyl floor mats.
Yeah.
All right, AM radio. All right. Hey, no air either, by the way. Who are we talking to?
Chris.
Chris, you have any more automotive questions?
No, Chris got his answer.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I got mine.
All right.
Good time.
Huh? All right, we got another Germany or Florida, so we have to prioritize on this show. Paul?
Yes?
You're 14?
Yeah.
All right, you have a Germany or Florida for us?
Yeah, okay. Man tries to rob a bank. Gun goes off in his pants. He gets hurt. He grabs the cash and runs for the door.
Mm-hmm.
As he ran out the door, he got hit by a van.
Mm-hmm.
And they never caught the guy.
Oh.
Hmm.
Is this something that happened a long time ago or recently? Do we know?
About a year ago.
About a year ago. Well,
but they got the DNA.
Gun going off in the pants.
Actually, no, there was no blood at the scene.
Feels Florida.
That feels Florida, yeah.
Van feels Florida, unless you picture one of those funky European vans,
right?
Which
And then
are probably more prevalent.
And I don't see a Florida bank being so close to the street that you open the door and you get hit by a van. That's Germany, right?
What the hell do I know where the banks are located in Germany? I've never been to Germany.
More room in Florida.
More room.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we going with?
Whatever
Germany?
whatever you say.
I think we'll go Germany.
Okay.
We're going Germany, Paul.
It's Florida.
Oh, Drew, with your stupid bank road proximity theory. That's retarded.
I swear, I was going to go Florida, too.
It had me picturing little European cobblestone streets, narrow buildings.
Yeah. See, if it was custom van, that's Florida.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm talking about. And by the way, let me tell you something what Jack Black did with School of Rock. It was just a plain tradesman van. No captain's chairs, no paneling, no Blaupunk, nothing.
Was there a table in the back? Was there carpet?
Joe, no, just the interior.
Oh, the shell?
Just a shell.
Oh,
just a shell.
man.
It's a kind of a painter would use.
No, I know.
It did have a ladder rack, but we took that off. Jack got hold of that van. Jack put Lovetron and rainbow tape on the side of it. You know what I'm saying? And one of those bubble windows that is really not good for anything because light cannot pass through it in either direction. I don't know. Someone decided it'd be really cool to have a bubble window about the size of a football helmet. Yeah, a saucer on the upper right-hand corner of the van that nobody could see out of and nothing really passed through. It was just black. I'm convinced now that it was just a black salad bowl that was glued to the side of the van.
Did you see the movie?
The van? Oh, no, your movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the van.
Oh, he did have the custom van.
Where did you see it?
Yeah.
Where did I see the van?
Where did you see the movie? Did you see like a matinee last week or something?
No. I saw.
Maybe you're judging it harshly because the audience was not into it, but I think it's better than you're giving it credit. It wasn't a hollowed out shell of a van.
Oh, no, it was.
I swear to God, when I read it, I thought it was a Ferrari.
No,
I read it and I was like, this thing is just plain funny.
No, it was.
What don't I understand?
He's saying without you, it's a hollowed out van. With you, it's a custom
But Jack
van.
is saying he read it without him and he thought it was.
That's right. I read it.
Yeah, but it was him reading it.
You saw yourself in it. You saw what you could do with it.
The custom van cannot.
It was written by a good friend of mine, Mike White.
Now he went to my Little Lord Fauntleroy school.
Mike White did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he fashioned it after the class, just ahead of my kids. And my kids who love this film are all pissed off because all the names are people they know the class.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird?
Mr. Schneebly?
Yeah.
All the names of the kids.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to be more. I was just sucking up to you, Jack.
Oh, okay.
The movie was a solid movie. It was a Prelude. A Honda Prelude. So it was a maroon Prelude, low mileage.
When's your movie come out so I can talk about what kind of crappy car it reminds me of?
It's a Fiero, the 4-cylinder, not the 6-cylinder. All right. No, it's good solid movie, but
Thank
you
you.
made it. The part was made for you.
Thank you.
And high fidelity, great movie. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right, guys, here's the deal.
Dateline.
You're looking to hook up, sick of wasting time with the wrong person?
Dateline. One call's all you need to make.
Call the Dateline. 877-889-DATE.
Call the Dateline.
1-800-LOVE-191. Call LoveLine.
Yeah, more of the best of the best of the best of LoveLine, and we keep on keeping on with a very revealing conversation with Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots. Yep, it is LoveLine. I'm Adam Caroll. That is Dr. Drew.
A lot better this is the last couple days.
Just talking about it. Yeah.
Scott Weiland is here. Robert DeLeo.
So she hates you and hates her pregnancy. You did this to her.
Stone Temple.
Come again.
Pilots are the name of the band. Drew just slammed the door on Robert, but that's all right. Katie?
Yes.
What's up?
Hello. First of all, I'd like to say I love the show. And Adam, you kind of come across, sometimes as being crass or whatever. But
No.
I know that's hard to believe, but you're not fooling me. I think you're just really sensitive, and you give great advice to people.
Thank you.
Man, have you
Thank you.
really
Thank you.
pulled the wool over this young lady's eye.
But anyways, my question is, I was curious if it's possible for a condom to leak, even if it doesn't break
Yes.
through the bottom.
Absolutely. Oh, through the base, like where it's sort of. Yeah, that is one of the areas of concern. If it slips or if it
You mean
leaks out
seepage around the
base, around where it's supposed to. That's why you got to roll it all the way down.
That's a bad sign.
And
if
they
that
can leak
happens.
out the tip without having an actual break too. That's another way they fail.
Or if you have a member the size of Robert's, then they just tend to bust on you.
Yeah, no, it didn't break, but I had sex with my boyfriend today, and it just kind of felt after he had an orgasm like it leaked at the bottom.
Yeah, I can.
And I wasn't sure if I should be concerned about, because I believe it's kind of around when I'm ovulating also.
You ought to take that morning after pill if you have any concern at all.
Okay.
Really?
But how often would one leak? I mean, without breaking.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound that likely.
You know what? It's not that likely, but she has a concern about it.
Yeah,
what
sure
the
you
hell?
don't want to be the person.
Take that morning after pill.
Yeah.
Why not?
I when I was in the LA County Jail, in that drug program, every month you had an AIDS class, and they gave us this sheet of paper at the end of the class, and it had all the main condom brands, and then it broke them down into their percentage of effectiveness, and it's pretty amazing that some of the main brands are only like around 55, 60 to 70% effective. Like, even like Trojan, the ones that were up in the 90 were I can't remember the name of the one, but
it used to be Ramsey's. I think
I think it was
Goodyear.
Durex.
I think those ones were a couple of the ones, but there was a lot of the ones that people use all the time. The percentage wasn't really all that effective.
Wouldn't that be the thrust of your advertising campaign if you were amongst the higher ones up there? I mean, they're always doing these things where,
4 out of 5 dentists surveyed.
Yeah, I mean, if I got a condom company and I'm in the 90% effectiveness percentile, and that my competitors are down in the 60s, that's the first thing I'm bringing up. I mean, that is the paramount issue. I never see them, they never seem to bring that up. They never slam the other ones. You know how, like, Pepsi always slams Coke, or Coke will slam Pepsi, when they're doing advertising? You never hear Ramsey slamming Trojan, or Trojan slamming Chic, or,
Because I think it's not the effectiveness that sells condoms, it's the sensitivity.
I guess that's. I guess
you know
that's
why I
true.
also think it's a problem? I think each of these companies makes so many different brands. They probably also have some of the lesser effective ones.
Brought to you by Westwood One and Trojan, America's #1 condom, trusted for over 80 years.
That's right, but not the same condom. You got to get a new one every 65 years, right? Is that true, Drew? Emil?
48.
Emil?
Emil.
Okay,
Email?
but just listen. Listen, Emil. If someone calls you Emil, answer, right?
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
I got a problem with violence, especially towards my girlfriend.
Jesus. Joel, a mental note. Don't make fun of guys' names who have problems with violence. And his voices sound like Paul Bunyan and James Earl Jones.
Sorry.
All right. That's all right. Now, don't ever apologize. That's fine. Everything you do is golden around here. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, I lose my temper a lot. I mean, I don't mean to. I mean, I do. I feel bad about it.
And what do you do? What's the worst you've done?
I broke someone's neck once.
Well, that's not so bad. Yeah, I'm sure they had it coming. Was this a girlfriend or just some guy?
No, this is someone I was locked up with.
Okay. Drew, watch the door, would you? And what were you locked up for?
Assault.
I see. All right, so you have a history of violence then, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you'd like to stop that?
Yeah.
And someone was violent with you when you were growing up?
Sure.
Yeah, a little bit. We all have a little violence, you know.
No, not everyone does. And it's what causes kids to... It's like taking a puppy and beating the crap out of it. Are you surprised when that dog wants to bite everybody who comes around? No, of course not. No, somehow we miss that in humans.
Right. All right, so you've been incarcerated. You're out now, but you still have some of the same tendencies.
Have you been on medication?
No.
Has anybody ever suggested that to you?
They suggested it for my parole. But my whole thing is about my girlfriend. I mean, one of these days I'm going to hurt her, and I really don't want to, and I really love her.
All right,
well, the whole thing's not about your girlfriend. The whole thing's really about you. And you know what? I can say this. You know, I have a problem with drugs and alcohol. And you know, I've also been incarcerated too.
Yeah.
But you know what? If the problem's not with like your girlfriend or your brother or your best friend, the problem really is kind of like if you want to stop acting that way and you feel really bad about it and it's affecting the relationships in your life, you really need to do kind of what Drew said and go talk to a professional, man, because it's something that a lot of people suffer from, and there are people that can help you with that problem, and it will improve the quality of your life. And part of it might be that you might need to take some kind of medication to take the edge off your temper.
Take the edge off, or to help contain in those situations where it seems to get out of control. It's a biological process, and there are things that can just sort of keep a lid on it for you.
Isn't Tegretol a drug that people use for that a lot of times?
Anti-epileptic medication.
How's your relationship?
Could be something.
How's your relationship with your mom?
My mom is dead.
When did she die? How old were you?
She died about 8 years ago.
Was she an addict?
Excuse me?
Was she an addict or alcoholic?
An alcoholic. She died. She fell down the steps and broke her neck in 4 places.
Do you look at your girlfriend like it might be a memory of your mom? Did you have a bad relationship with your mom?
Well, you may have struck a nerve there. Hey, I don't want to mispronounce his name again. What was it? Emil? I'll tell you, the neck breaking seems to be a theme that follows him around. It's not the kind of guy you want to go camping with. It's like the last 4 people I went camping with, they went home in body bags. Don't ever make that sound, Anderson.
Yeah.
It drives me. It hurts.
It's an awful sound.
Yeah, it hurts my feelings. That sound. It just hurts.
Biting on a fork, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just something. It's been a big ball of foil or something. All right, listen. All of you who are angry and are prone to violence and aren't currently committing an act of violence and are calm and are aware you have a problem, now's the time to deal with it. Not when you're getting violent, because you'll see red. And you'll wake up in prison for 100 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody, you really listen. Here's a good point. If you're a violent person and you're prone to violence and you have a history of violence, and you're having a calm moment and you're aware of your problem, think about your next potential victim. For just a second. Think about the guy who cuts you off on the freeway. You take a tire iron to his head. Think about your next girlfriend. Think about your kid. Think about your brother or sister, whoever it is. Whoever it is you smack next, or you injure or shoot or stab next. Think about that potential person and get some help now, and think about yourself. Because why the hell do you want to go to prison for doing something that you didn't even want to do? I mean, a week later or an hour later. Lee?
Yeah.
You're 25.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hi, I wanted to say hi to STP there.
Hey, man, how are you?
I wish I could discuss guitar with Robert all night long, but since this is LoveLine, I better get to my drug question. I wanted to ask Scott, I've been to rehab 3 times, and I can't seem to get with the program, and basically my problem is I'm not a people person, and I really don't give an ass about anybody but myself, and I figured I'd ask Scott if he can give me some pointers, because if anybody doesn't give an ass either, it's probably Scott.
Well, I don't know. I can just tell you from my experience, you're having a hard time getting clean. You're going to rehab and you're having a hard time staying clean.
From what I understand, you got to be willing to be a people person.
No, not at all, actually, because you don't have to
get into all that.
Not really at all. The only thing that you have to do is sort of just become open-minded and willing to take some suggestions. And it doesn't have to be from a crowd of people. It just has to be from maybe a couple people who you relate to. That's why they suggest going to meetings and not just forming an opinion based on your first meeting, your first few meetings going, trying a few different ones until you meet some people that are kind of like yourself. And if your life gets bad enough, trust me, if you start doing some jail terms and you start losing, important relationships, having failed marriages, then you might start to be a little bit more open-minded about, maybe kind of listening to some of the stories that these people have. For me, I wasn't able to, get clean and stay clean, and it's still, I don't even have a year yet. I've got over 10 months now, but the reason why is because I want to be clean now. I've had every reason pointed out the fact that I needed to be clean. I mean, that evidence was there that I needed to be, but I really wasn't willing to. I really didn't want to. My life hadn't gotten to the point where I, accumulated enough negative consequences where I really could not stand living that way any longer. And you know what? Once your life starts,
deal because I see it coming. I see myself losing my job.
What's your drug? What's your choice?
Oh, I stick with weed mostly, but if I did anything harder, I'd probably be dead by now. But, I get around to whatever's available, but weed's my drug of choice. I mean, that's the daily deal.
All right, but so you're not at the point where you haven't bottomed out yet.
Right, yeah, and I see it coming, but I just don't want to get there.
It's really interesting. You bring up an issue that I've struggled with people for a long time, which I think you can summarize by asking the question, how do you give somebody get it? How do you get somebody to get it? That they need to get it, that they need to get with it, they need to follow directions. How do you give somebody that?
Yeah.
And so far, there's no one that's able to give somebody that.
Okay, well, I've pretty much knew the answer before I called. I just want to say hi to Scott and Robert. Really big.
And by the way, I don't believe you're not a people person. You may not like groups of people, you may not like a lot of different kinds of people, but the connection you can form with somebody will be important to you.
Yeah, man, if you want to get clean, you want to do it for yourself, not because of other people, or, you got to want to do it for yourself, like Scott said.
All right, Lee, good luck. Jennifer.
Yes.
You're 21.
Hi, Drew.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah, you probably remember me from the hospital.
Which Jennifer?
I remember her voice from Los Encinas.
Yes.
She was the crazy one that was like sneaking drugs in there and getting loaded, and you kept on putting her back on, early status.
I've been in rehab 40 times. I just got out of a long-term TC.
Okay.
And
long-term what?
Therapeutic community.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Where I went after I detoxed, and I'm manic depressive, and I got in an episode, and I tried to hurt myself. And they put me in the hospital, and they strapped me down, and they shot me up with Ativan. And ever since then, it's like...
You're on heroin right now, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, they shot me up with Ativan, and that was my drug of choice. And I didn't like the feeling of it, and I started to use a lot of it. And so then I got my hands on Ritalin, and have been having a problem with that. And... my good counselor wants to put me back in treatment, and I'm scared to go.
Why?
I'm tired of treatment. I don't feel like it works. I get my life together, and then the manic depression kicks in, and then I'm back on drugs.
Well.
And, so I've become anorexic. basically I have the tendencies. I was really heavy, and I'm like a size 14 now, and I'm not eating much, and I went to a doctor and got a 3-month script of speed.
Okay. Listen, Jennifer, all I hear now is desperation and confusion. I know you feel better when you get clean, when you're in a structured environment, when you're around people that care about you. And I know that you regain meaning, you regain a sense of yourself.
Right.
And it doesn't feel so bad, doesn't look so hopeless when you're in a different place. And I know
the manic depression kicked in, and I wanted.
I understand it's there now, and I understand that needs to be managed also. But you got to get with it. You got to get back. You need to be in a structured environment. You've got people that care about you.
Yeah, my counselor wanted to come over to my apartment and throw away my pills, and I told him I was going to. And
well, I don't know that that's right necessarily. That's sort of a boundary issue, but certainly you ought to get somewhere where you can be cared for properly.
It says on the screen she was pregnant by a drug counselor. Wasn't you, was it, Drew?
No, I'm not a drug counselor.
Well, sometimes if they can't pay, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Are you pregnant?
I don't think I am right now.
All right.
I thought I was, and
when you called in?
Yeah. Well, no. They weren't sure because I kept having positive tests, but then the ultrasound was inconclusive.
Oh, baby. Hey, why?
The guy said that he cared about me, and then he sent me an email saying that if I didn't give him certain sexual favors, that I couldn't be his woman anymore.
All right. Well, listen. Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Don't worry about relationships at this particular point in your life. I mean, you worry about getting better.
Right.
And
I've been trying to get off the Ativan, and I have withdrawal.
Yeah. Listen, you have tough withdrawal, and you need to be somewhere when you do that.
So, Drew, is this a patient you've seen before, or something like that? Mm-hmm. Then, Scott, have you seen her running around the halls?
I was in rehab with her before when Drew treated us both.
Oh my God! And you just remember her name or her voice?
No, I remember her voice totally. I know exactly what she looks like.
And
she was actually having people sneak drugs into her at the place that we were at, I remember.
Drew, how does some people get, do drugs with a vengeance? Do you know what I mean? I mean, do you have to be the product of some kind of abuse?
No.
I did drugs with a vengeance.
Scott was amongst the best.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's delightful. I mean, I know people have drug problems, and there's people like OD, but there's some people that do it like a drive, like it's like a salmon going upstream kind of drive. You know?
After a while, it's kind of like you just have a feeling that it's coming to a really bad end, and it's almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you just want to hit that wall as fast as you possibly can. So you just almost like you purposely accelerate the process to either end it all or at least get to a point where you're going to have to force yourself to quit or get help. But this girl, though, I know her. Drew knows her. I really would suggest that she go somewhere, like Drew said, and get medically detoxed and then go to a long-term treatment place like either Impact House or Cry Help because she's got a lot of issues to deal with.
Obviously, she's saying the manic depression, kicks in. She's obviously using the drugs to replace something that isn't there, or she wants to be there. So what is the source of her manic depression?
It's hard to tell until she gets clean for a while.
But she has a brain injury, and she needs to be she has had to be on lots of medicines to stabilize that, and that's one of her problems. Is her manic depressive is so awful. She just decompensates really easily.
All right, we're going to take a little break. Stone Temple Pilots are here, and we'll be back after this.
LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Back in a minute.
Well, it's worth hearing.
Hey, yo, LoveLine. Best of the best of the best of LoveLine. And out with the old and in with the new.
This is the night of the nicest people we've ever had also.
Yes, this next gent is one of the friendliest guys we've ever had on the show. You know him from That 70s Show, Wilmer Valderrama. Hey, yo, LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Drew. Wilmer Valderrama is our guest tonight.
Yes.
He is from That 70s Show.
Smiles.
He is Fez. I like that Fez voice.
Yes, you do.
It's actually a little distracting with his normal voice with an accent. The Venezuelan accent is like, wait a minute, it's not quite right.
Yeah, do people expect you to sound like Fez?
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time. In fact, sometimes they look at me and they're like, is that guy from the 70s Show? And then they hear me speak, they're like, nah.
Yeah, but do you get like, you got a lot of people requesting that you do like outgoing messages?
Fez medley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I became actually good friends with Carlos Alasraki, who does the voice for the Taco Bell commercial, the Taco Bell dog.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? He did every single one of his friends,
answering machine.
Oh, sure.
And then once my friends found that out, they're like, brilliant, let's do the same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great. And then this time say whore. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah. A real filthy drunken Fez. And here's a Fez fan now, Brandy.
Hi.
Hey, you're 13. What's up?
Nothing much here. I have a question. Do you like being on the 70s Show?
Yeah, I have a great time in the show. All of us started really fairly new to the industry and to the show, so all of us became really good friends, like brothers and sisters, and we just have a great time working. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's really nice too. So it's a dream, really.
Think about the careers of each of the young people on the show. I mean, Topher came out of like nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
and it's not a bunch of jaded, burnt out prima donna sitcom stars that they're having to pay alimony on their fourth marriage and they need a gig.
Yeah, we don't let any of that, diva behavior, like not. I think when everybody starts pulling something funny or whatever, everybody calls them on it. So everybody's just really grounded and it's just a great atmosphere. It's starting from the director David Traynor, who's I think he's been with us since the second episode of the show, so he knows the inside of every single one of the characters and all that, and then needless to say, every single one of the kids on the show just truly appreciates and respects each other's, jobs and as professionals, and we trust each other with everything. So it's become a great atmosphere, and the show took off so slowly, and it's such a solid place now, and that's thanks to the fact that the fans stayed with us, and all that stuff, and we held it together, and we just had a great time still. So
yeah,
what do you like about it?
I like the writing. I like the people. I like the characters. Every single one of the characters are very different from each other. So, and somehow at the end of the day, they're still best friends, and they have their differences, but not to the point where like they're gonna.
See, what you don't know, Wilmer, is that Adam and I live with people like this. We live that 70s show.
That's great.
And you think these characters are sort of over the top. We consider them kind of understated.
Yeah, they don't go far enough with the fashion.
Yeah, the fashion, the hair, got to go much further.
But I love being part of the team, and it's a great atmosphere, and the people like it a lot, and we're just happy to be. The reality is that we're just very happy to have a job.
And you mentioned the slow build part, and we were just talking the other night about how a lot of sitcoms they don't have time to breathe or develop or really transform into anything or find an energy about it. I think
Jeremy?
We're talking to Jeremy Piven about this and about his show Cupid that got canceled quickly. But some of these sitcoms, like I guess what I'm saying is in a way that I think the timing was good, because if that 70s show had been on ABC 4 or 5 years ago, it may have lasted a few episodes, may not have found the audience, and they may have pulled the plug, and we wouldn't be sitting here talking right now. You'd be back in Venezuela picking beans.
Exactly.
Right.
Tilling soil.
Swimming in
soil. Swimming where water shouldn't be. But I think it was good timing as far as what Fox was trying to do. They were starting to build, and they were probably willing to stick with it a little longer, put a little more into it.
Fox had a lot of faith in us, and we got changed from time slot, to time slot to time slot and time slot, and we were very surprised that the cult that was following the show and the audience were actually following us to every time slot, because that's basically what kills the show.
Right.
Switching to time slots, because people just forget about it.
I think shows that are targeted at younger audiences, they're watching it on TiVo and stuff anyway.
I think they can move around probably more than
easily,
Matlock could have.
Right.
because, the Matlock fans that are in their late 90s, early hundreds would watch these, Murder, She Wrote, whatever. If it wasn't on the time they thought it was going to be on, they get pissed off. But it's like if their TV dinner shows up 4 minutes late, they get angry.
Well, that's the Diagnosis Murder crowd.
Right. Yeah, you ever talk to old people? Like, I'd get into this. Even my dad is now getting into this, where it's like you go, I'll come over about 8 o'clock. We'll do dinner. I eat at 6:10. It's like, all right, well, eat a late lunch. I'll be there. I don't eat at 8. I can't eat. It's like, you can't eat at 8 o'clock. I could eat dinner at 6 if I had to, and I could do it at 10:30. But when you get old, you get locked into that crap. I have pinto beans and Pepsi. I eat it at 6:08 every night.
Nice bowel movement at 6:32.
I have a firm bowel movement at 6:33. I contemplate suicide. I ask myself where my life has gone. And then I
medication at
take
7.
my Metamucil and I pass out in front of the 7 o'clock late news. Yeah, that's my dad's life. All right, now. Robin?
Yes.
You're 20?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, my question was basically when belly button piercings are supposed to heal. What's average?
I don't know that, but I do know that they are one of the most common sites to reject. And so if you get a lot of oozing and redness and that sort of stuff in that area, irritation, you may just be rejecting.
Okay. Would the sea salts actually help it?
No.
Really?
If you're rejecting, you're rejecting. You got to get it out.
Yeah.
And if it's been more than a couple of weeks and you're still getting a big reaction, you also get terrible infections. We've seen a couple bad
I
ones.
went to the doctor. They gave me Bactroban.
Yeah, Bactroban, if it's an infection, we'll take care of it. But if it's a rejection, that's it.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, and I had a comment for Adam.
Yes.
Okay. Construction workers as opposed to truck drivers. Where are they?
It's tough calls. Construction workers are basically truck drivers without wheels. Same breed, just not as mobile.
Same guy?
Yeah, same dude.
right.
Why are you asking, Robin?
They just had too many 502s. They got their license taken away.
They can't maintain.
They can't maintain, dude.
Or they don't like speed.
Why, you dating a construction guy?
No, I work at a truck stop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where are you calling from?
Kansas.
Where?
I'd rather not say.
I see. What do you do at the truck stop?
Just basically cashier.
What's a big moving product over there?
You seriously want to know?
Yeah. What do you sell, Lon?
Tourist stuff.
What's that?
Tourist things. Kansas magnets, Kansas keychains, Kansas this, Kansas that.
Oh, really?
Tourist.
Yeah.
You sell that to truck drivers?
Not truck drivers.
What do truck drivers buy?
Oh, oil.
All right. Life in the fast lane. All right, baby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's quite a vivid picture you paint there.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Oil.
1040. All right, and what about, you guys sell those things that plug into the cigarette lighter? The sandwich maker, the hot thermos and that stuff?
We sold a stove. Oh, we had a TV that had one of those.
Plugged into the cigarette lighter?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's quite reassuring to think a
You
truck
wouldn't
driver's
believe how
watching
many of those
TV.
sell.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
You wouldn't believe how many of those sell.
The TV
Seriously.
that you plug into the cigarette lighter?
Yeah. Everything that plugs into the cigarette lighter.
That's the point.
Yeah. All right, baby.
Thanks.
All right. Whew. She doesn't quite seem to know what we were getting at, did
No.
she? All right, but why should things change? Jen,
Yes.
you're 20. What's up?
I'm 20. Okay, this is my problem. Okay, so I go out and with this guy I like, and we get drunk. We go out to, a club or everything. We get back to the house, and we're starting to have sex and everything, and he loses it. Is it just like a drunk thing, or is it me? I mean, I just don't understand.
Every guy loses it at some time or another. You're fat. And it's
No,
never
I'm not. I'm beautiful.
And it's
well, tell that to his penis.
And it's never happened before with you?
No, it's never happened before at all. And
Well, it will happen again.
It will happen again?
Yes, because men have eventually, some point in their life, this happens.
Yes, if you do not learn to douche, it will happen again,
it's not
Jen.
that I
Yes,
don't learn to
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's that, is it when I'm drunk? Is it just...
Jen, not everything in the world has to do with you. Okay, let's start with that. And this is something that if it has anything to do with you, guys get a little bit anxious if there's some aggressiveness or.
I mean, it was a new thing. It was our first time ever,
Yeah, and maybe it was his first time ever.
You were drunk and you were getting on him, and he was getting a little self-conscious, and
that's it.
They had a little difficulty.
It's not a big deal.
No,
it's nothing
It's
to
not
do.
me. I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you were there.
It couldn't be me.
It couldn't be her. So.
Right.
It's embarrassing. And then he says sorry, and I'm just like, well, what's next?
Did you get angry with him?
No, it's not that I got angry. I was just kind of irritated. It makes you feel that it's your fault. But I'm guessing I've talked to other people.
See, Jen, this is the worst thing that can happen to a penis, which is Jen.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels bad for them.
Listen. Just listen to Adam.
It's their fault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just listen to him.
Listen, you must be good looking.
I am.
Because you're such a pain in the ass.
I'm not a pain.
Yes, you don't even listen yourself. Good-looking people don't have the ability to hear themselves.
Okay.
You understand that?
You tell Wilmer that Megan owes her a cigarette.
All right, I'll tell him.
Okay.
All right there, baby. All right.
Oh.
See, that was definitely the talk of a good-looking chick. It's all about them. They have no ability to hear themselves.
Well, it can't empathize with somebody else.
No.
Zero empathy.
No. Boy, what a pain in the ass she was. Oh, it's going to be great when she gets old and ugly. It's going to be great. That is the great equalizer. Yeah, it's great when God does that.
Soon.
Yeah, I'm going to call her back in about 15 years and just start laughing. She'll and it's very humbling for women too. That's what I enjoy. But you imagine with this drunken pain in the ass yelling at you and chewing gum in your ear, you might have a little difficulty with the penis as well, right, Drew?
Well,
even
I think,
passionate man like yourself.
But the thing is, that even her first hint of difficulty, she'd be on you, and that'd be it.
Right. All right. So anyway, happens to the best of them. He probably had a few too many drinks. All right, let's talk to Nick. Nick is 16. Nick?
Hey.
Hey.
Lately, especially, I've been having, really scary sexual thoughts and fantasies, especially directed toward younger girls, and it's really scary and disturbing for me.
Did something happen to you when you were younger?
No, and that's why it's scary for me.
Do you believe that you're likely to act on these impulses?
I feel like if I don't get help or something later in life, I might.
All right, so why don't you get some help?
Because whenever I try to talk to my therapist about it, he doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to focus on, other stuff.
Like what?
When I want to, kill people or, hurt other people in other ways. Or, I'm antisocial or whatever.
So you have the diagnosis of antisocial personality disorder?
I've had OCD.
Because antisocial at 16, that's sort of a harsh diagnosis to be walking around with.
Well, it's not. I wasn't actually diagnosed as it. He just says
you have antisocial. You have antisocial features.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, just keep. I'm sure there's a reason they're keeping you focused in other areas. Again, it's about learning to regulate these feelings, and the way people are able to regulate these kinds of aggressive fantasies and aggressive impulses is by using other people. By being present.
Not killing other people.
No, by accepting the presence of another person's, their system to attune to yours to help you sort of bring these impulses under control.
But, Nick, you're in therapy and you're talking to your therapist about this stuff, and that's about half the battle. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone want you to get on some medication?
I've been on lots of things, and none of them have really worked.
Okay. Well, here's the problem, and I know it's tough at 16, but this is, unfortunately, it's a long, protracted journey that you have to go on with this therapy, especially if you have serious problems. But you don't really have a choice, and it's not the kind of thing where you can try it for 4 months and go, well, it didn't take.
Right.
I'm moving on to killing and raping. You can't do that. You just have to stay with it. You have to stay focused on it.
It's going to be a long-term thing for him, just like if he had any other chronic condition.
Yeah.
You got to stay with it. If he had diabetes, he'd be seeing a doctor regularly.
Right. This is dialysis, right?
This is diabetes of the brain.
Right. All right. So stay with it, Nick, and stay with your therapist and keep talking to him. And if you want to talk about something that's important and he doesn't think it's important, then tell him it's important.
Right.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Please hold.
It is the best of LoveLine. We say adieu to our very dear friend, Wilmer Valderrama, and welcome our dear, dear friend, Carmen Electra. Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Carmen Electra is our guest tonight. John?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Oh, hello?
Hello?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, I got problems. I think my girlfriend may be a gold digger.
What does that mean when you're 15?
15. Well, it means that she's taking me for all my money.
Well, at 15, I imagine he's got a lot to give. So.
Oh yeah, he's got a moped. He's got a retainer.
Oh boy.
He's got video games.
What are we talking about here? What does this mean?
Well, anyway, I recently got a job at McDonald's towards the beginning of the summer. That's where I got most of my income from.
Yeah.
And my boss has been giving me pretty steady hours, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Anyway, she was trained, Susie, my girlfriend, she's been training me in there. And
Fizzy?
What?
So Susie's what?
Susie.
I don't, hold on a second. Hold on. I got to evaluate this. Now, I'm in a bad mood tonight because I was up.
No kidding.
I was up all night. But
Ooh.
Oh, shut up, would you?
That's
you
all right.
You'll be fine.
You'll be all right.
But he's 15. He works at McDonald's. He's calling his girlfriend a gold digger. Is he serious? Do you think he's serious about this?
He thinks she is using his money. Yeah.
What money?
He was just about to tell us. Whatever he makes, she spends.
Is that the way it's going to go?
Yeah, even if it's not much, she spends it.
I just want
to. Okay. All right.
John?
My phone is running out of batteries. Hold on. I'm going to have to switch the phone.
All right. You see, it's good that I take those little breaks.
Yes.
And run everyone's battery out. All right, should we put him on hold and talk to someone else?
Yes.
And then we'll get back to him. I'm very interested in the gold digging part. And I, at 15, worked at McDonald's, by the way. Brandon?
Fan of Carmen's here.
Brandon?
Yeah.
13?
Yes.
You like Carmen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Join the world. What's up?
Nothing much. Just watching Half-Baked.
Good. That's a very, very positive movie for a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Are you really 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds really young.
I'm not young.
Yeah.
You're not?
I'm sick.
You're sick.
Oh, you're sick?
That's what you sound like when you're sick, Adam.
The cold.
Yeah, I sound like Vern Troyer when I'm sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I don't think his nads have dropped yet, Drew.
No,
Brandon?
Yeah.
So you like Carmen?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to say anything to her?
Yeah, I was wondering, do you like acting or modeling better?
I actually like both a lot, but I started to take acting classes after, I did everything backwards, I ended up getting jobs, and then I just recently started taking acting classes. So I'm really into acting now. I love it.
Yeah. Modeling seems sort of like it might get boring. I mean, except for the booze and the coke and all those crazy fags.
It's hard to think of new poses after a while. Haven't I done this one before?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's what happened with me. And that's when I knew it was time to step off the runway. And that's when you know,
right,
when you run out of poses.
Mm-hmm.
I did the watch one. I did the one where I checked my watch, all at the end.
The other where you work on your sleeve.
I did the check the watch. Yeah, I did the cuff. I did the cuff tug. Cuff tug was mine. The watch one, I don't know who that wasn't mine. I'll be up front with you, but I made it mine. And I did the hey, what's over what's over there on the horizon? Look, sort of hand, right hand on the hip, left hand pointing to, I called it the tally ho. That caught on. A lot of guys still doing that. I even did one where I checked some plans and looked up. That was a nice move. Yeah. I'd go out there.
The blueprint move.
I'd roll out some blueprints. I'd look down at them and then look up and freeze.
Oh, great.
As if I was standing on the plot of land that I was going to construct the skyscraper bridge on, looking down, looking down.
Very intensely.
Hold on. Don't interrupt. Beat, looking down. Beat, an extra beat. Now looking up. Crowd erupts.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my move. That's my song. The song's a lot of bouncing. And I used to be able to walk in slow motion. And I'd be bouncing, and I'd have this, I'd have the jacket slung over the shoulder, And then sometimes I go into a little modified karate move at the end if there's enough ladies, up front. You got to give them what they want.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not just the cuff and the watch.
Yeah. No. John?
Yeah.
So, anyway, you got that gold-digging girlfriend.
Quote-unquote gold-digging, yeah.
Yeah. You working at McDonald's?
Working at McDonald's, yeah.
What's minimum wage these days? Is it like $6.25 or something?
It's $5.15.
$5.15?
$5.15 an hour.
All right. And you have to punch in after you get changed into your
McDonald's
into your gi? Yeah.
Well, I get changed at home, and I kind of walk over there.
Oh, so you walk over in the outfit.
That must be comfortable.
It's smooth. Yeah.
Real dignifying, too.
Yes.
Really? You don't want to just walk over in the T-shirt and pull the polyester smock on after you get in the safe confines of McDonald's? You got to walk over in the crazy brown outfit?
Well, it's blue,
Oh.
They've changed them, Adam.
Woo.
That was 30 years ago you were doing.
Where's the time gone?
Well, pretty much is, I can't go in the bathroom and change because people tend to crap on the walls.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
He's in Manhattan.
They crap on the wall. What is this guy talking?
I don't know. You were asking all the retarded questions.
I don't really believe this guy. John?
Yeah?
I find you...
I'm totally serious.
All right, what's
I
the
know,
question?
but you're annoying me.
Let's get to the
what
question.
What do you want?
What?
Get to the question.
Don't you want to punch, John?
No,
you
he's
don't?
15.
All right, how am I going to talk to her, out of constantly, making me spend money, so...
What does she make you spend money on?
Well, stupid crap, like stuffed animals, going to the movies and, buying tons of, candy and soda and things like that.
Just say no.
Either that or John, you just better get used to this. Because it ain't stopping with
Better
her.
to make more money. It's really, that should be your plan.
I mean, at least she hasn't started with the things that spoil. Flowers and things that really do hurt you.
Yeah. She's not gotten into jewelry or $800 purses or ridiculous shoes or anything.
But
She's
even
down that path.
even the picnics and the special meals and the buy me flowers, she's being light on him.
Well, besides that, is there any way that I can actually maybe get some action off her?
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Yeah.
Just why did I know I wanted to talk to him? But he wasn't bogus from the word go.
Yes.
Or is every guy from New York a jack off?
That's 15.
Is every guy from New York a jack off? I haven't met a guy from New York that's not a jack off.
I know. What is that?
What
happens? It's
a whole city, a whole state of jack offs.
But people live too close together. They lose their sense of humor. And
I don't know.
Jokers.
I mean, I know a bunch of guys more recently from New York, from comedy and writing and all that kind of stuff, and they're friends and they're nice guys and they're certainly entertaining. They're much more entertaining than what guys from Orange County. It's you might as you want to hang out. I'll tell you what, it's more exciting to hang out with a styrofoam cooler than it is to hang out with one of these idiots from Orange County.
That's what the New York guys would say. They have culture.
Well,
they have character.
No, they would just. Yeah, I don't know about the culture part, but the point is
it creates a character.
The guys from out here, their head has just been baked by too much weed and the sun. The sun has fried the outer part of their brain. The inner core is still pink and soft, but the outer's charred. It's got grill marks on it. Everyone out here is just stupid, But over there, they're smart asses. Everyone's a jack off. Everyone's a smart ass. This kid's 15. He's just totally annoying. He's calling and janging. Yeah, she crap on the thing. I could hear. Everyone I met is that way from New York. What is that? What a big town full of a-holes. Still better than the people from out here, I think. But it's got to be, I don't know, maybe Oregon? Where could we move, Drew? Carmen, where could we move?
Seattle?
Hawaii.
We'll go to Hawaii.
Go to Hawaii, relax.
Those people are so stupid, though. God, are those people stupid.
Mahalo.
They're dumber than the Orange County people.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Michael?
Yeah.
You're 14?
Yeah.
What's up?
You're talking about Dave Navarro has all those nipple rings?
Yes.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that people shouldn't really wear nipple rings because they can get infections. Like my grandpa has a nipple ring, and he got it when he was young, and he still wears it, and he got this infection in it, and his nipples all messed up now.
Is your grandfather a pirate? Because that's the only logical explanation I can think for a man of that age having a nipple ring.
Well, what?
No, he got it when he was
He
really
could be
young.
29. How old is your grandpa?
He got it when he was really young?
Yeah, he still wears it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you're making my point.
Yeah, only pirates a long time ago had nipple rings.
Nah, I don't think so.
How old is he now?
He's only like 80.
He's 80 with a nipple ring?
No,
Yeah.
it's not 80. It's not 80. How old's your mom?
About like 30, 35 maybe.
So he must be about 60.
No,
70?
Whose father is he, your mom's or your dad's?
that's my dad's.
How old's your dad?
I don't know.
You don't have a rough estimate on your dad's age?
No, not really.
Okay, somewhere between, let's say, 20 and 70?
Yeah, probably.
Probably?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
How about between 30
you don't want to commit to that, though, but there's a fair chance he's between
He could be
20
15,
and 70?
I guess, yeah.
There's a pretty good chance.
But there's an off chance that he's either 19 or 71?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
So either he was born after you and before his dad.
Well, seriously, I think he's older than my mom.
Your dad?
Yeah, she got divorced when I was like 2 or 3. So.
All right, buddy. So your grandfather, now where did he get that nipple ring? Do you know?
No, I don't even know why he got it. He just said he got it when he was young.
Did he show it to you?
Yeah, once.
Is it just a hoop?
Yeah, it's just a hoop. It's really nasty too. His nipples are huge.
It is.
It's probably from the nipple.
Grand and beautiful.
Was he in a war, your grandfather?
No, it wasn't.
No wars?
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Prisoner of war?
Did he do any traveling? Did he go to any exotic
I went
places?
to Europe a lot.
Amsterdam.
Was he a merchant marine or something?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know a lot about him.
Okay.
He's my dad's father.
I see. He's your dad's father, so you wouldn't know. Okay, buddy. I didn't know he was your dad's. Yeah, his dad's father. You wouldn't
They're
know.
divorced, and he doesn't really know his dad.
All right. And when's the last time you saw his nipple?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
It was nasty. Like I was like 10.
10. You saw his nipple.
4 years ago.
All right.
I was scarred.
All right, there, buddy. Take care of yourself. All
I
right.
just want to get. Got
All
it.
right. All right. I don't know if Michael was a bogus call or not, but he didn't really sweat the details.
I think it was.
But you know what I liked about Michael? For a guy who was doing a bogus call, he had a lot of bravado.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing any backpedaling. How old's your dad? I don't know. Your grandfather? 80? 90?
It wasn't bravado.
200?
It was assertiveness. You know, bravado's like, is flippant. He was just persistent.
Well, yeah, that was sort of stupidity meets assertiveness.
Okay, I'll give it that.
Because there's really he's assertive. That's what propels him. That's what keeps him moving forward. But the stupid part is the part where he doesn't do any of the math on any of the answers.
Right.
He's more focused on moving forward. This is it's as if
assertive.
If he did that like a supermarket sweepstakes show, he'd be pushing his cart down the aisle and throwing things over the cart onto the floor and then pushing it further.
Right.
He's moving forward, but nothing's really happening. He's not sweating the details.
He's assertive.
Assertive. Yeah.
That's good.
All right. Want to take a break?
Yes.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person?
Call the Dateline.
One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Best of the best of LoveLine. I want to thank Stone Temple Pilots, Tenacious D, Linkin Park, Wilmer, Carmen.
Too much show.
All our dear friends. Fantastic. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.